just reflect a bit on 2019 first. I suppose you took a bit of a leap of faith. You must be pleased with the way it all worked out for you.
I suppose it's mad to think it's a year already. So I suppose in that year we've made some great memories and I suppose some great friends too up in Roscommon. So it's been very enjoyable now and looking forward to this year and a few more years to come hopefully.
Had you any doubts at all going into it, or were they quickly, did it take you long to realise, this is a good call I've made here?
No, in fairness to lads up there, the players and the management and the county board themselves, like they made it fairly seamless for me. They're very friendly and they were very helpful to me with regard to everything. So it was fairly seamless, to be honest.
Did you feel any pressure yourself to justify the move? I mean, you justified it obviously with your performance, but did you put any extra pressure on yourself?
I suppose at the start of the year, everything happened so fast that I probably, fitness-wise, I probably wasn't where I needed to be. So I put a bit of pressure on myself, right, to get fit over the course of a few weeks before February, before the league kicked off. But no, other than that, look, we'd have targets and goals within the group and that. But personally, I just enjoy playing football, so I loved every match, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know your personality, Conor, but last year, between the transfer and then the performances you put in, did you like all the attention you were garnering, the headlines that you were getting, or would you rather that wasn't coming your way?
I suppose with regard media and that, I personally don't really enjoy doing it, but look, I know that the way the game is now, and I suppose all that, and you're heavily involved in everything. So look, I suppose maybe performances the media might make, whether you play good or bad, there's always an opinion. So it's just something, just game by game really, and try and put in a good performance. That's about it.
You won the fans over very quickly as well, though, in Hyde Park. That must be something you're nearly a fan favourite after just a couple of games.
I wouldn't say I'm personally a fan's favourite. I think the Roscommon fans, they're so loyal and such passionate people that any person who steps out in a field in a Roscommon jersey, they're going to be loved and adored, because that's just the way the Roscommon people are.
Are you still playing with Listowel, or have you transferred to?
So I'm currently still playing with Listowel Limits, down in Kerry. So last year I managed to get down for the month of April. It was club month. So we were unlucky enough with the club. We didn't reach the semi-final of our competition. So I just came back up to Roscommon. But no, I enjoyed playing with Listowel last year too. Yeah.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Carrick-on-Shannon. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. There's a motorway there from Tuam down to Limerick, so it takes a good bit of the travelling.
Is that a recent thing? I thought you were based in Dublin at one point last year, were you?
Yeah, I was based in Dublin, right, for a period of time. Yeah, so and then I got a new role, so I was based in Carrick-on-Shannon, and I'm there since. So the commute to Kerry, it's a lot of people think it's bad, but it's actually not too bad, really. Yeah.
What's it like playing club down in Kerry, having made the transfer? Are you getting a bit of stick on the pitch?
No, not really, to be honest. I think everyone in Kerry, I suppose, understands that maybe football is a big part of my life. So I'd like to think that they're hoping I get on well up in Roscommon and all that. But no, there wouldn't be too much stick. I think down in Kerry, the games are so competitive, even with club level. So you don't really have time now to be doing much stick. You to be focusing on your own performance.
Was playing championship like always an ambition that you would have had?
It would have been. I suppose from a young age I would have really enjoyed playing football, and I suppose everyone has dreams of playing with Intercounty in Croke Park and all that, so that I definitely would have had those ambitions too. And I suppose playing with Roscommon against Dublin in the Super 8s last year, albeit the result didn't go our way on the day, it was a very enjoyable game to play.
Is the Super 8 something, like in terms of the experience, that will really stand to you think, going forward over the next few years?
So we do think that the experience of playing those big games will help us. I think we played Tyrone in the first game in the Super 8s. It was a tight game, but I think experience really showed for Tyrone on the day. The fact they've been to All-Ireland finals and semi-finals. So I think to improve you need to be playing in those big games. So definitely the Super 8s is a good stepping stone to gather that experience, I suppose.
The victory over Cork, how big really was that for the team? Because the confidence was rattled. You'd gone 5 games without a win really in the Super 8.
Yeah, exactly. So we would have put huge emphasis on that game after the Dublin game. Basically from the dressing room after, we kind of parked the result and said that it was really important to get a result against Cork. And on the day, I suppose it was a very tight game, but we were lucky enough to get over the line, so we'll take belief from that this year.
If Roscommon were to draw Kerry in the Super 8s, how weird would that be for you?
I suppose, look, we played Kerry in the league last year, and that was an enjoyable game to play. Kerry obviously play a very attractive brand of football, as do Roscommon, so they're the games you want to be playing. Good open brand of football with both teams kicking the ball. just a very enjoyable game to play. Yeah.
Looking forward to the advanced mark coming in, and how do you think it'll change the game?
I personally think it's a good thing. I think it will encourage the kick pass, which is good not just alone for players but for spectators too, because I think teams that like to kick the ball and move the ball quick, it's better spectacle for people watching it, and I think they lead to more entertaining games and more scores. So yeah, I'd be a good big advocate of the kick pass and the mark.
What's the atmosphere like in the panel, Conor, this year? Because Anthony Cunningham seems to be quietly confident that things are coming together.
Yeah, look, I suppose like every other team in the country now, we're working hard and we're trying to improve with every training session and every game we play, and that'll be no different when we go into Division 2, because we're under no illusion that all games will be competitive this year, and I suppose we're playing Laois now in the first round, and we'll try and get a good performance there, and hopefully a victory. But we're under no illusion of the difficulty that it will be to get points on the board in Division 2.
We were talking about Super 8s in Division 1 there, but it is a factor for all teams in Division 2 and Division 3 that there is that gap there that's going to be a cut-off point for the championship. How important is it just win your first few games and bury those kind of threats?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good point. Even in Division 2, as you've seen yourself over the last few years, I think sometimes there might be a kick of a ball between a team getting relegated and a team getting promoted. So, as I said, look, we're under no illusion the graft that we must put in for the next few weeks to hopefully get points on the board throughout the league.
You talked about putting a bit of fitness work in at the start last year, Conor. Was that like a bit of work on your own, or was it just training with the team?
Yeah, so I think the things happened so fast that I probably didn't have enough time to get in a physical condition that I wanted to be in before. I suppose I got to meet the panel and players, so this year we've managed to do something a small bit in the off season to be in a better position, so hopefully that might pay off.
How long did it take?
I suppose just practice. I know it's just cliche and you probably hear it from everybody, but it's just basically practice. There's not much to it. Like, I suppose your mindset, I suppose it's good to be positive and hoping that you do get every kick, but at the end of the day it's just going out in the field with a bag of footballs and keep practicing, because at the end of the day, when you get freezing games and training games and all like that, you want to be converting them, so you just need to practice.
Did you have any mentor along the way in terms of technique and sort of the mental side of the game as well?
Not really. One of my friends now, Damien O'Carroll, he's from Listowel. He'd be kind of heavily involved in the mental side of things, and he'd just be giving me ideas of what to think when I'm taking free, so I find that helpful, but I suppose other than that really it's just practice.
Did you ever read Johnny Wilkinson's book or anything like that and he'd help?
No, I wouldn't be great for reading, no, unfortunately.
I mean, one of the things he had, he imagined a big mouth, an open mouth in between the posts that he's trying to kick a ball into. Do you have any mental cues like that yourself?
No, I wouldn't. I personally like to just focus on my technique, and if I get my technique right for free, I hope my accuracy is there, and that's kind of it really. And other than that, really just practice, putting in a few hours on the field, I suppose, a week.
What was it like walking into the Roscommon dressing room the first time, or driving to the first training session? Yeah,
I was very, I suppose, a bit apprehensive at the time, wondering how it was going to pan out and that, but in fairness to the lads there, as soon as I walked in, they were very friendly, all introduced themselves, and I suppose it was just down to hard work then really. There was the time for talking was over. We were there to train, so but I suppose saying that too, in the last year I've made great memories with Roscommon, and I've also made great friends, so it's been a very, very enjoyable year.
And that first couple of training sessions, there was probably times when you were in a drill and you wanted to call for a ball off someone but you didn't know everyone's name yet. Did that happen?
Yeah, I suppose that would happen, alright. I'm not the best for names at the best of times, so not a mind when I don't know a group of people, but no, in fairness to the lads, as I said, look, it's been seamless enough, and I consider them very good friends of mine now.
Conor, last month Roscommon County Board announced record profits, 1.1 million, and yet when you compare that to a county like Dublin, 5 All-Irelands in a row, vastly superior money involved, obviously players and all the rest are playing a lot of their games at home. Does the GA need to intervene, or is there something that needs to be done to kind of level the playing field there?
I personally, I obviously don't have much involvement with Club Rossi in that, so I'm not aware of all the financial dealings that they have. But look, I think there is a lot said by lots of different people about this Dublin team and having all the advantages, or financial advantages. Sorry, but look, I don't think financial advantage gets you out of the bed at 6 o'clock in the morning to do your gym session, or makes you stay in the field an extra bit longer to practice your free kicks or practice your runs, or like Stephen Cluxton, practice your kickouts. So I don't really buy into all of that. I just think that Dublin are up there at the top now, and it's up to the rest of us to catch up to them.
The possibility that you could play for Roscommon is something you've been aware of for like a while before you did transfer?
Yeah, so I suppose since I was a minor, maybe 17 or 18 with Kerry, Dad was always kind of in my ear that, oh, you know, now you could come up to Roscommon and all this. So it's always been there, in fairness. But I suppose I'm just delighted now last year to have actually taken the steps to make it real, and really looking forward now to this year and the next few years too, hopefully.
You just like take a while to get to the point where you realise maybe I'm not going to get a chance to Kerry here, I'll have to move on?
Not really, to be honest. Look, I just enjoy playing competitive football, and when the call came from Anthony, I wanted to grab it with both hands, to be honest. I just enjoy playing football, and I mean, when you're given the opportunity to play inter-county football, it just makes it all the more enjoyable.
The FPD this weekend as well against Leitrim. Leitrim doing a lot of players. Do you expect to get to the FPD final the following week and get another couple of run-outs?
Yeah, look, I suppose, like I said about the Division 2 of the National League, we're under no illusion that this will be a tough game next Sunday. Leitrim had a fantastic year last year. They had an unbelievable year in Division 4 of the league, and then we played them a championship, and I don't think the scoreline did it justice on the day. There's a very healthy rivalry there between Roscommon and Leitrim in all games, so yeah, we're looking forward to it, but we're under no doubt that it will be a tough game.
You expect though really to get to a final against Galway or Mayo? Is that asking a bit much?
I wouldn't look. I suppose what I expect that you can't really expect anything in sport, as we all learn at different stages in our careers. But we'd be hopeful that we could get an FPD final, because I suppose the more games you play, the better it is for management to have a look at new guys and maybe try a few things out. So yeah, look, we'd be hoping to get to the final, but again, look, Leitrim, we're under no illusion it's going to be a tough game.
That's the last question. All right.
Just going back to your scoring, and how much stock do you place in actually backing yourself to take on a shot? I know last year you scored some fairly eye-catching points from what most people would say were low percentage shots.
Yeah. So I suppose as a forward, maybe you're given it's your responsibility to score. So I suppose personally, if I feel there's a shot on and I think I can get it, I'll go for it. But if there's a man in better position, I suppose it's like you said, the percentages. Sometimes maybe there isn't something on, and you have to just go around again and bide your time. But yeah, look, I suppose all forwards in the country put a responsibility on their shoulders to get scores, because at the end of the day, that's their job.
You got a few from a tight angle, but does it cross your mind when you're taking that shot on, saying, I'm going to get given out to you here if I miss it? Or?
No, not really. In fairness to Anthony and the management team, they're very positive with us, and they let us, for some parts anyway, just play the game as we see it. I know there's a world of tactics out there these days, and players are given specific roles to do, but no, Anthony and the lads are very helpful to us, and they put a lot of trust in us too when we're on the field. So it's good to repay. I suppose when we make good decisions on the field, it's good to repay something back to them.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.